These are my key factors for success, Fighters Edition. Let's get this underway. First off, it is commitment. In order to be a fighter, you need to be committed. If you are not committed, there is no way in hell's chance you're going to make it as a fighter full time. When those doors shut, it is a different ball game. Your life is on the line. So if you're going to do it half-assed, you're going to get half-assed results. This is why the commitment, I'd say, is one of the most important parts. First off, we'll start with frequency. Now, this depends if you've got a job that you're doing alongside or if you're doing it completely full-time. I'll take me, for example. I do 2 a day, Monday to Friday. I do 1 a day on a Saturday. And around that, I will change my frequency of training depending on how I feel. Because we're going to link them all together because I want the quality to be good. But if you're doing it 2 times a week, and that's it, it's going to be a hard chance you're going to be able to do this full time. Next point, it is diversifying your training. This means MMA is not just a striking game. It's not just a wrestling game. You need to work every aspect of your game. For me, it'll be slightly different for other people. If you've got to work wrestling, because you're absolutely crap at wrestling, your training should focus on that more, just to get you up to scratch. So that is all going to depend on what your current abilities are in different sides and disciplines of the sport. But making sure you're diversifying MMA as a whole is a massive thing, and it's making sure you're getting the right amount of sessions for each sort of discipline. For me, I will do MMA sessions throughout in the mornings. So 10 a.m.s throughout the all MMA sessions, but they all have a different focus. Monday, striking. Tuesday, sparring. Wednesday, groundwork. Thursday, MMA, putting everything together. Friday, wrestling. And then my evening sessions are technical sessions to work on bits that I need to work on. This is where structure is massive. Because if you're doing a hard day, every single day, it's going to be very hard to keep that up in the long run. So structure, this is how I like to do it. Monday, amber day. Tuesday, red day. Wednesday, green day. Thursday is an orange day. Friday is a red day. And Saturday, I go back down to a green day. I have 2 red days a week. You can try and do 3, but I find it very hard. So I stick to 2 red days. And that means hard, the high intensity sessions. So my sparring is high intensity and my sprints will be high intensity. When I'm closer to a fight, it'll be more specific to that. But that's how I sort out the structure of my training. And the reason for this, it's sorted out in that structure, is to keep the quality. If I had a red day every single day, the quality of my training is not going to be good. If I train too much, the quality of my training is not going to be good. And if I only do one discipline, for example, striking, the quality of my training isn't going to be good because I'm not focusing it for MMA. So all these 4 points link together for your commitment side. Next bit, your mindset. In order to reach the top of MMA, if you want to be in the UFC, you want to be in Bellator, you want to be in one, you've got to have a bulletproof mindset. You've got to be indestructible. No one can break you because you need to be able to overcome that adversity. If you're in a bad position in a fight, if you've been losing for 10 minutes of the round, you can't have a negative outlook on that fight because that's going to lose you the fight. You've got to have a positive mindset and a bulletproof mindset that no one can break you ever. And this is going to help you break people. If you can break people, it's a very good place to be. And if you can't be broken, it is a great place to be. And by doing this, it makes sure you speak to yourself with the highest form of respect. If you speak to yourself like shit, your mindset is not going to be bulletproof. That is why that goes in accordance. You need to meet challenges head on. If you avoid challenges, when it comes to overcoming adversity, it's going to be very hard to do so. You want to look for the hardest rounds on that mat. The hardest person on that mat, you should be training with them. You shouldn't be avoiding them just because they might tap you in a jiu-jitsu round. You should be going to them because that is where you're going to learn. And this is how you get a growth mindset. If you have a growth mindset, you are doing everything to expand your mindset, to improve upon. If you avoid the challenges, if you don't speak to yourself with the highest form of respect and you can't overcome adversity, it's because your mindset isn't in a growth mindset. You need to have that positive outlook on everything that you do, no matter how bad it is helping you improve in the long run. Next bit, it is continuous learning. This is very, very big if you want to get to the top level. If you don't carry on learning, you're never going to improve. First one is skill refinement. This is from technical sessions. You don't learn when you're going 100%. So when you're sparring at 100%, it's very hard to learn at the same time because the intensity is so hard. That's why skill refinement sessions are, I think, key to improving. This could be transitions for wrestling. This could be keeping your hands a little bit tidier when you're striking. This could be being more effective with your right hand. There's so many different opportunities that skill refinement could fall into, but it depends on you as an individual. Let's take me, for example. What do I want to work on? I'm going to say my defensive wrestling is something I want to work on. So I'll be working on my defensive chains to stop me getting taken down. Another thing I want to refine is to being a little bit cleaner with my hands and land more effective shots. So for that, you can work on using your fakes, using your footwork. But you want to find something you want to improve upon and then create a plan for that. This is where your coach is going to come into play as well. As well as that, studying fighters that you want to fight like. I'm not a big believer of copying someone 100% because you're there to create your own style in the cage. But if you study little elements from different fighters, you're going to pick up different things, and that's going to help you improve upon. For example, Dominic Cruz, I like watching him. I like doing his footwork. So I'll watch his clips, his fights on YouTube, and then I'll try it in the gym. Another example, I like Rafa Fiez. So I like the way he sets up his punches and throws those power hooks. So I'll be looking at the key details of how his foot placement is, how his ergonomic rotation is with his shoulders, and then I'm going to try and replicate that in the gym before sparring. So I'm going to do it on my own. And then I'm going to work it with a partner, pick up the intensity, and then I'm going to put it into sparring. And then this one that I don't think many people do at all, and that is studying your own footage. Because at the end of the day, it is you that's fighting. It's not anyone else. So you want to study your training footage. If you can, get someone to film you sparring. Because then you can see what you've done wrong that particular day, and then you can work on it for the next week. If you just going by sparring week after week after week, and you're not thinking of what to improve upon for the next sessions, your improvement's going to be limited because you are not looking at your footage. As well as that, you can obviously look at fights. They're the biggest tells to see if you improved from the last fight. But regular filming of your training is also one that I think people neglect. They just look at the fights. But if you're filming yourself every week, you can start seeing the improvements as well. Last one I've put down is the outside factors. Now, training, mindset, and all that continuous learning, very important. But outside factors is something that can destroy, and I mean destroy a fighter. First off, nutrition. If your nutrition is shit, this is going to then lead to bad quality of training because you're not going to have much energy. So your nutrition has to be bang on. You need to make sure you're eating correctly for the sessions you are doing. For example, if I spar, I'm going to need a lot of energy for that session. So I need to eat in accordance to the sessions I have planned. If I'm doing an easy day, I might not need as much food because I'm not exerting as much energy. So that one is a big big one that is going to affect your fitness levels, I believe, dramatically, and your recovery levels. As well as that, sleep. Now, sleep, people neglect. They think, yes, getting up at 4:30 in the morning to get on the run and getting that edge on my opponent is a good thing. And I do agree with that, but it is very, very important to get sleep. And how I recommend this and what I do myself is try and stick to the same get up time and the same going to sleep time. So if I'm going to sleep at 10 and I'm getting up at 6, I do it every day because then my body's in sync. When I personally have yo-yoed with my sleep, I've then started to feel knackered. As well as that, you want to get at least, as an athlete, an hour of deep sleep a day. The reason for this is you take impact from your head from punches. You're going to get little micro information within your head from getting punched, even if you don't get punched a lot. But in order for all those bad toxins to go out your brain, you need to be in deep sleep. The reason for this, your spine releases the synovial fluid, and then it goes around your brain and flushes it out. If you're not in deep sleep, it can't do this. For someone that's not an athlete, they need about 45 minutes a night. If you are an athlete, they recommend about an hour. Obviously, if you can get 3 hours of deep sleep, I've never done that, but I've seen people do it. That's obviously a bonus. Next one, it is your stress levels. Now, this is down to your factors like girlfriends or financial issues, or could even be making your food. But stress is something that is a big killer, of people would say, and it can ruin careers. So you want to get everything in your life sorted so you have stress, something that you want to avoid at all cost. This could be from having girlfriend troubles, or having financial troubles, or having even cooking troubles. But the more stress you have, the more it's going to make you tired, the worse it's going to make you sleep, and then it's going to have a drastic effect on the quality of your training. So stress, you want to avoid it at all costs, really. Stress in the training room, however, beautiful. Do it all day long, hard rounds, stress the body, do all that. But on the outside factors, girlfriend, thinking about cooking food, financial troubles, they're all extra things that you do not need at all. Lastly, it is distractions. Now, these can come under different things, but for example, alcohol, booze, that is distraction. On a Saturday night, going out, even on a Wednesday, if you're around my ends, pound a pint, or student nights. They're ones that can distract people from the fight life and stop people's careers. Another one, girlfriend troubles, boyfriend troubles. They're big distractions. And then other than that, friends, they can try and get you to house parties, they try and get you to go on mad holidays. All these are outside factors that could distract you. There's so many more, but this all comes down to how much you want to get distracted. So you can take yourself out of the situations, or you can put yourself in the situations. You can choose. So you can pick how much of a distraction you want. And that is my key factors of success for being a fighter. I will see you in the next video. Bish, bash, bosh, pow!